Hello, my name is Curry with Gorilla Games, and this is my newest game, UL'GorRoth's Revenge. It is a solo dice rolling game with mathematical strategy, and it can be played as a standalone game or as an expansion to my other new game, Roadkill. And in Roadkill, you're trying to escape reanimated Roadkill. In UL'GorRoth's Revenge, UL'GorRoth here has blocked your path and you are trying to evade him. And so to play the game, this is a print and play game. On the back side of this card is the instructions. So this version of the game only has one card and you can slip it into a sleeve if you like. I opted to not have it in a sleeve because I didn't want a reflective glare. But to play the game, you will need 7 dice and 1 penny. This here is a very quick setup and how to play videos. So let's get to setting up. You take a dice and set it to 6, 6, and 6 on your skill. You take your penny and you place it on the blue. And that's it for setup. Now the goal of the game is to increase your evasion to the orange before your skill falls to 1. Now you will need to take 3 dice, set them aside. Those will be your action dice, and 1 which will be your enemy die. And to play, it's pretty easy. You take your 3 action dice. Here, let's scoot this to the side so we have room to roll. And you would roll them. And then you would take any combination of these 3 and try to get the sum of these 2 boss dice right here. So the sum of these 2 dice is 12. So somehow we have to turn these 3 dice into a 12. And if we succeed at doing that, we do not lose any skill, which can also be viewed as taking damage. So in this case, it's pretty easy. 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 1 is 12. You can add, subtract, divide, or multiply to equal these 2. But the trick is you want to try to have 1 dice left over, because if you can match the current sum of the boss dice, you can use your extra dice to increase your evasion meter. And basically, currently we are on, it's essentially a 0. So anything higher than a 0, we would be able to increase the evasion by 1. So in this case, that equals 12. So we've succeeded, but we don't have an extra die to use for the evasion. So all we did was bought some more time. So once you have defeated the current boss dice, you just tilt them down. So we have 3 and 3. Now this is randomized. It always starts at 6, but it could be a different number. And this last spot down here will always be a 1, but then you'll have to tilt them this way because we're following the arrows on the board, and we'll have a new set of numbers. So in this case, let's say we had 2 6s, we tilted them down, so our new sum is 5. We're going to roll these 3 dice. We are trying to get 5, so we have 1 plus 4 is 5. So we have successfully matched that, so we can tilt those down, and we can use the 2 for our evasion meter. The 2 is definitely higher than the current 0's position, so we will advance it over. Now we'll take these 3 dice and we'll roll them again. Now anytime we get doubles, we have the option to re-roll 1 dice. So we'll take that, we'll re-roll. Now I can take 5 minus 4 and get 1, which doesn't help. I can take, let's see, I don't know, what can I do here? 5 divided by 5, 5 times 4. It's like, if you can't figure out how to match these sums, you take damage or lose skill. Move it down, and then you would simply re-roll. Now, if we were to roll triples, we would have to roll the enemy die, which, if it was equal to or less than the current evasion position, you would have to reduce your evasion. All right? The other way that there could potentially be an enemy would be if these tilt all the way back to the starting position. If they tilt to the starting position, then you will again have to roll the enemy die. Now in this case, 5 is higher than the current evasion position, so it doesn't affect us. And in that sense, we just keep on rolling, trying to match it. So I need to get a 12. I got a 12. I'll tilt them down. I need to get a 5. So in this case, I don't know how I can get a 5, but I have 2 doubles, so I can re-roll one of these dice. So I'm going to re-roll. Got a 1, just what I needed. 6 minus 1 is 5. The 2 is more than my current evasion position, so I'm going to increase my evasion. And then you just keep going until your evasion reaches that last space and you win the game. And that there is UL'GorRoth's Revenge. I hope you guys check it out. I had fun creating it, and I hope you have fun playing it.